Object-oriented programming, class diagram part 1. So let's talk about a bit about Unified Modeling Language, short UML. So UML is a standardized way to describe how programs are designed and built. And this UML provides several diagram types such as class, object, deployment, sequence, and activity diagram. There are like dozens of them, but these are basically the most important ones. And in this course we will focus on the class diagram, and it is used when we are designing software. From the diagram one can generate code automatically if that is what we want. It's usually not wanted nowadays, but it is still possible. The role of the class diagram is not that important when doing agile development, but it's still there. We can see in a one view that okay, we have these kind of classes in our program, and how they are communicating with each other and collaborating. That can be seen from one view, which is a good thing. But when you're doing agile development, the more important thing is to develop the actual code. But as you are not, if you are not that robust Java and object-oriented programmer, then it would be definitely beneficial to build some kind of a class diagram to visualize what you are doing. So it helps you to figure out how things are going to be built. And here we have a class diagram. So the basic block of class diagram is a class. Who would have thought that? But that's how it is. And it consists of three parts. First we have the name of the class. Then we have the attributes, member variables. For example, here we have a model, cargo, and astronaut. And we have operators like launch and jet cargo. And in UML class diagram, it can show attribute names and types. We have here model, and its type it's string. We have operator parameters and names and types. For example, we have the name launch, and we have a parameter real deal, which is a boolean. And then we can have a return type. In this astronaut part we have this get name, and it will return string. So there is a definition for the return type. And then there is this visibility level. So this minus sign means that it's private, and plus sign means it's public. So in this sense the attributes here are private, and the operations are public. Let's draw an example. Okay, so I'm using Umbrella here. It's one tool that you can use to draw class diagrams. There are others like draw.io, which is in the browser-based software. There are that and Lucidchart and Microsoft Visio and etc. if you are willing to try several ones, but I prefer this Umbrella right here. So we are building a class called astronaut, like this. Now we have a class astronaut. What should this astronaut have? Let's see. We are the class is public, anyone can use it, but the attributes variables are private. So there is this age, its type is int, it's private. Okay, let's add it. Now we have a age which is private as in here, and its type is integer. It has another attribute called name, and this type is string, and once again it's private. So then we had also operations, methods, and let's add them. So now we are adding a new operation called set age, and its type is void, so it's just setting, and we need to add some parameters. So we are getting age parameter and it's integer, and this method is a public one. Let's add it. Now we have a public method here. So we can add a new operation called get age. It's returning integer and it does not get any parameters and it's public, like this. Okay, good. And then let's add the same operations for the name. Get name, we are getting a string, and we are not giving any parameters. Then there is set name, which does not give any which does not have a return. It does not return anything, or we could have it so it would return this keyword, so the operator object itself. But here we have a parameter name and its type is string, like this. And then we had the print info also. So print info, which does not take parameters and does not return anything. And we created also the method called do private things. It was also something that it did not take anything, it didn't return anything, but it was private. So now we have a one private method here. So this is our one class, and then we could draw other classes too, like rockets and cargo, etc. But let's keep it like this. So this is the simplest class diagram. It only has one class. We are learning the improved ways to build class diagrams in next videos. So as a conclusion, UML enables developers to discuss software engineering topics with a common language. And class diagram helps us to visualize the classes and their collaboration and how they interact with each other. And we will continue the topic on the next video.